combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. We've got another episode of Jimmy Rants all in store for you here today. Go to JimmyRants.com and you'll see that we start off on Instagram. So go follow me at Livin' Low Carb Man on Instagram, LIVINLOWCARBMAN on Instagram. You can engage with me live like Joette and Joshua and Bonnie Lene and all my usual suspects that come in here. Then you can see the replay for up to 24 hours on Instagram. And then after 24 hours, it disappears from Instagram and you can pop it over to YouTube because that's where they're housed forever and ever. Amen. What lives on YouTube stays on YouTube forever. And so that's where we have them now. And then the Jimmy Rants podcast, you can also access that at Apple Podcast, Podbean, so all the kind of usual suspects where you listen to podcasts. Again, all of it is housed, you guys, at JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants episode is for all the people who write me an email and they are freaking out. So something about their expectation of what they want to have happen in their health and or their weight is not happening, and they're about ready to have a nervous breakdown. And so my edification in this Jimmy Rants to you guys, if that's one of you and you know who you are, if that's you, when you're doing everything right on keto, I just want you to relax and keto on. That sounds easy, doesn't it? But some people, they thrive in turmoil. I'll never understand that because I'm one of those people that's so chill, it's not even funny, that I take life as it comes at me. And if I cowered at every little fear and every little thought and every little bad thing somebody said about me, I'd have been gone a long time ago. But I think it's a good skill to learn. I think when you're doing everything right on keto, and let me explain what that means here in a second, but when you're doing everything right on keto, then there's really nothing else you need to do except chill out and keto on. All right, so what does doing things right on keto mean? Okay, first of all, it starts with the basics. So the basics is the diet. So you want to make sure your carbs are limited to your tolerance level. You want to make sure your protein is at the threshold that is right for you. Some people can have a little more protein. Some people need to moderate down a little more on the protein than others. But figure out what your threshold is. Then eat enough fat to satiety. And that's the diet. And try to stick to real whole foods. Okay? So then what other elements come into this? How is your sleep? Are you sleeping well? Because if you're not sleeping well, you're probably not going to see results in your weight and or health, no matter how good your diet is. What about stress? This is a big one, you guys, and I've talked about this quite a bit before, but it bears repeating again and again. If you have stress in your life and it's unresolved and you're not doing anything about it, you can have the best keto in the entire world and you're not going to lose weight. And you're not going to see health gains like you want to, okay? And so part of the stress could be that you psych yourself out. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything perfect. I thought this keto thing was supposed to be the big magic pill for me. And when it's not working, you start freaking out, and that freaking out causes stress. You see how all this kind of cascades on itself? And again, you know who you are. If you're doing that, stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, the diet works. The diet is giving you benefit. You have to be confident with every fiber of your being that that diet is helping you. Whether it's giving you all the benefits that you're looking for, and a lot of times people get hung up on the weight thing, but it's improving your triglycerides. It's lowering your inflammation. It's lowering your blood pressure. It's lowering your blood sugar and insulin levels. It's giving you all the benefits that we talk about till we're blue in the face. And yes, for a lot of people, it's shedding pounds. Maybe not at the level that you want it to, but it is doing that. And so when you're doing everything right on keto, sometimes to relieve that stress, you should just chill out, take things in stride, and keto on. What about medications? What about hormonal imbalances? Maybe you have an undiagnosed thyroid condition. Maybe you have adrenals that are out of whack. Maybe your gut health is just completely wackadoodle, right? So let's be kind to ourselves. You know, I talk about showing kindness to other people and loving them and giving them respect. Guess what? You're in other people as well. So I want you to look in the mirror after you're done watching this Jimmy Rants. Look in the mirror and tell yourself positive things. Maybe for the first time in your entire life, start saying things positive about yourself. Because when you're doing everything right on keto, you don't need to be the one beating yourself up because you're doing good things. And if you're doing good things and you're being proactive about your health and you're making good choices for your health, why are you beating yourself up? Why are you being your own worst enemy? Why are you adding unnecessary stress that doesn't need to be there? And you know it doesn't need to be there. But again, some people thrive and relish in the misery of themselves. I don't get those people because there's enough misery in the world. I don't need to give myself even more misery. And Christine, I have to encourage her quite a bit because she's one of those people that likes to beat herself up. And I'm like, look, stop. Stop doing that. You're saying ugly things to someone I love. And she's saying it about herself. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is you might be doing everything right in your keto, and that's completely cool. And I think that's a great foundation for what should be a permanent and healthy lifestyle change. But you got to wrap your head around it. And you got to be okay with unfulfilled expectations for now. And what you do is you just chill out, relax, and then decide to keto on. Because in the long run, you're going to do yourself more harm than good in your health, worrying about that you're doing everything right and nothing's working and I'm doing everything right. Maybe, maybe not. Take a closer look at yourself and see how you're doing. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Hashtag what happened on YouTube is forever. Thank you, Dory. Yes. Trim Healthy Home. Is this in reference to my message? I get a lot of messages, Trim Healthy Home. I know you sent me one. I'm trying to remember exactly what yours was about, but if it's apropos, then so be it. I constantly think about these things on a regular basis. And sometimes it's inspired by other people's messages, but I get so many of them that I have ideas swirl around in my head. So if you inspired this one, thank you for that, because I needed to share this today. Kimberly Jackson Simmons, right on. Thank you. Don't forget to let everyone know about my new profile. Thank you, Dory. Appreciate that. Hello, Lauren. Thanks for being here. April Griffin likes my word wackadoodle. I get that from the show The Big Bang Theory. They say that a lot. You're so good to us. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Bonnie Lene. You can't say ugly things about someone that I love, even if it's yourself. Exactly. Exactly. J3SS Heart says, thanks, I needed to hear this. I have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and I'm struggling. Hey, you've got some big issues that you're having to deal with. So being kind to yourself in the process of that, you gotta. And what's very interesting is when you stay chilled and relaxed and respond kindly to yourself, you actually release endorphins into the body that will help make you feel better with some of the conditions that you're dealing with. So and think about when you say ugly things about yourself, or you think bad about yourself, or you're down on yourself, you're actually doing the exact opposite. You're releasing some toxins into your body that will exacerbate those conditions. So you want the RA and the fibro to feel better? Start loving yourself. Not too many options left, just keto on. Exactly, Katarina. Thank you. Hello, Lindy. We love you too. Appreciate you being here. Hello from Utah. Thanks for another great message. Thank you, Sherry Smiles. All right, so bottom line here, guys. When you're doing everything right on keto, you got to celebrate that. You've got to realize that you're doing everything that you can. And there's a whole lot of moving parts to this equation here. That we say, well, keto isn't working because I'm not seeing whatever you're wanting to see. Keto might be working brilliantly, but you also come at this from a wide variety of issues from your past. So we've got to be kind to ourselves. I mean, I think about that 410-pound man that I used to be, drinking 16 cans of Coca-Cola and whole boxes of Little Debbie snack cake, going to fast food like it was going out of style. I didn't care about my health. That man was hopeless. That man was helpless because I didn't know the information that I know now. But I do know now. And because I know now, I'm now trying to be the most healthy that I can be in light of the past decisions. See, a lot of people want to say, well, you go keto and everything should have magically gotten better. Yeah, for a lot of people it does. But for a lot of us, we did such damage. And I've said this before, and I totally believe it in my heart of hearts. Had I not gone keto, I would be dead right now. I would. And so, not to be morbid, but that's the difference. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm able to come on and have energy every single day. If I didn't have energy and I was lethargic, do you think I could come on and do Jimmy Rants multiple times a day and do podcasts and writing books and all the work that I do? No, there's no way I would. And yet people might look on the outside and go, oh, that keto thing's not working for you. And I've had people out and out say that. Oh, I don't know why you're still doing keto. It's obviously not working for you, and they're only looking at the weight. But when you're doing everything right on keto, and I am, and I'm doing all the right things, and I'm adding in some extra things like the infrared sauna and ice baths and HIIT training and all the other things that I do with keto, I know that I'm doing positive things for my body. And so it does help me to just relax and keto on, and I do. We need to give ourselves love and appreciate that we're doing something for our health. It's not a race. Exactly, Ashton. Thank you for that. It's Darla Daisy said, I just had surgery. Husband is non-keto, and he doesn't support me. Guess who's feeding me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Honey, can I have a bunless burger? Go ahead and leave the cheese on there. Throw some pickles and tomatoes. Maybe a little avocado, mayo, mustard. Some vegetables, please, but not potatoes. Yeah, hang in there. Everyone's situation is different. We can't judge our results from one another's. Yes. Yeah, you really can't, because we're not the same people. And what works for one person may not work for another person. And that's okay. We got to be okay with that. It's one reason I kind of hate when people make these proclamations of, well, I did X, therefore you should do X, and you'll get the same results that I got from X. Bull funky. It doesn't work that way. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. So I kind of hate that's put out there. And yet that's kind of the weight loss biz. That's how it works. Well, I went on the XYZ diet program and I lost 37 pounds in 3 days. And I was able to come off of all my blood pressure and diabetes medications and blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. That's great that worked for you. But that doesn't mean it'll work for me. And yet that's how the diet industry thrives, is success stories. And again, nothing against success stories. Success stories are inspiring and it's awesome to see them. And it does show you the viability of some modality. But just because someone was successful on it doesn't mean you're going to be successful on it. It's why people keep shelling out so much money for all these programs and pills and everything, because they buy into what's being sold. Lilla Grand says, you have so much energy. I love it. I do. You know, I try to tell people, okay, yeah, maybe I don't look perfect in your eyes, but I will run circles around you with my energy and the creativity that I'm able to exude. And it wouldn't happen without keto. I wouldn't have it. I'm in the BB world. They are so unhealthy. BB. What's BB world? I don't know what BB world means. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. So when you're doing everything right on keto, just relax and keto on. And yeah, that's the message I wanted to share here today. JimmyRants.com is the website. We start off on Instagram, so go follow me there at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. And then it's up for 24 hours after the live, so watch it there. Oh, Bodybuilding World. That's sorry, I didn't know what shorthand for BB was. I didn't know if you meant BB Gun World. So go watch it there. You can watch it on the replay for 24 hours on Instagram. We then pop it over onto YouTube where you can watch these episodes. We're getting close to episode 100. I think I'm going to do something special when we hit episode 100. So stay tuned for that. But then we also have a Jimmy Rants podcast that you want to check out on Apple Podcasts. Definitely go leave us a review. I haven't seen any reviews on that show yet over there, but I'd love to have some reviews start to pop up over there. Again, it's all housed at JimmyRants.com. So until next time, you guys, we'll see you then.